So here we have a production possibilities practice, and we have cakes and muffins. Let's say we're making cakes and muffins, and as the directions say, draw the production possibilities curve using those points below, and then answer the following questions. So what we need to do first is take these points, and we need to plot them out on our graph. And so we have point A there at 4 and 0. We go to point B right there. We go to 2, 16. Should be right there. It's point C. Point D is 1 and 21. So 1 and 21, it looks like we're right there. And then point E is down here at 0 cakes and 24 muffins. And like we know with our production possibilities curve, because we want to see all our possible points, we're going to go ahead and connect those dots as best as we possibly can. And that looks pretty good. At least it's close enough, right? So there's our production possibilities curve. Now remember, I had told you guys the 3 things we needed to keep in mind when doing this, and we just did all 3 of those things. We plot, we label, and then at the end, we connect. And we did all 3 of those things. Make sure you do those 3 every time that you are graphing one of these production possibilities curves. So we go down here and it says, draw and label 3 separate points. Point X as a point of inefficiency, point Y as a point that's unattainable, and point Z that represents efficiency. So if we remember, and I'm going to do these in red, let's say that a point inside, is that representing inefficiency, being unattainable, or efficiency? Well, since it's inside of our production possibilities curve, since it's less than what we could be producing, we say that we're inefficient. And so that one's point X right there. Now, what is something that's unattainable, something we can't achieve? Well, if along the line represents us being fully efficient, represents us using all of our resources, anything out beyond our line out here would be point Y. It's something that's unattainable. We can't achieve it because we don't have enough resources to do so. And so then point Z represents a point, which could just be right in here. It represents a point that is us being fully efficient with our resources. So let's take a look at these few questions, and we're going to be kind of scrolling back and forth, up and down as we go. What is the opportunity cost of moving from point D to point A? So, you can look at your graph. I always like looking up here at the top. We said we want to move here from point D to here to point A. So we're moving this direction. Now, as we do that, we have to take a look and say, what are we gaining? Well, if you notice, we're going from 1 cake up to 4 cakes. So we're gaining cakes. But remember, anytime we get more of something, we have to give something else up. And in this case, in order to get 3 more cakes, what do we have to give up? Well, it looks like our muffin production is dropping from 21 to 0. 21 minus 0 means we are giving up 21 muffins. That means in order to get 3 more cakes, to move from point D to point A, we'd have to give up 21 muffins. All right, what is the opportunity cost of your first 9 muffins? So here when we say our first 9, remember, as we were talking about this, we said the idea of saying our first 9 means that we're starting at 0. So first 9 muffins, which means we're starting at 0 muffins, so we must be at point A. And we're saying we're moving up to 9. So we're moving from point A to point B. So as we move from point A to point B, what we're doing is we're adding 9 muffins. But remember, to add 9 muffins, we have to give something else up. There's an opportunity cost. And that opportunity cost is moving from 4 cakes down to 3 cakes, which means we are losing 1 cake. Our opportunity cost for our first 9 muffins is 1 cake. All right, what is the marginal or just the additional opportunity cost for your third cake? So this is where it gets a little bit tricky, but we're just saying we just want to know for our third cake. We're not going to have to do any math here because third, again, we're just saying, well, we must be at 2 and heading up to 3, right? If I say I'm going to eat my third piece of pizza, that means you assume I've already had 2. I'm going to move up and get another. I'm going to have a third. So we go from 2 up to 3, so we're gaining cakes, and our opportunity cost is what we lose. It's what we give up. It's what we could have had instead. And so by going from 2 to 3, our muffin production is going from 16 down to 9. And 16 minus 9 is 7 muffins, right? Perfect. All right, last one we have here. What's your opportunity cost for your first 2 cakes? Again, with this, we're saying our first 2 cakes, which means we're starting at 0 and we're moving somewhere from there. So first 2 cakes, we're assuming then we're starting at 0 cakes and we're moving our way up to 2 cakes. So as we go from 0 to 2, right? As we go from 0 to 2, we're gaining cakes. But in order to gain cakes, we have to stop producing some of those muffins. We have to give up some of those muffins. And as we go from 24 to 16, what that means is we are going to give up 8 muffins.